Hi, Lorraine Menza here, and in this Periscope I'm going to talk about creating wealth in an internet marketing. Now, how do you go about doing that? How do you create the wealth that you want? Well, I've been doing a lot of listening to Bob Proctor, who is one of the best speakers I have ever heard. I first listened to him in an Eric Worre live stream event, and the guy was phenomenal. And hi, thank you for joining. So if you want to create wealth, it's really, he says he can make anyone a millionaire, and I think he's right. And here's how you go about doing it. There are trouble spots in all our lives. It could be a relationship, it could be success, like money, or it could be weight. And you can make those kind of shifts whichever way you want. Unfortunately, most of us have some ingrained patterns or thoughts that we've inherited. So he talks about paradigm shifts. And a paradigm are these ingrained thoughts or these genetic thought patterns that we inherit that have people that keep getting in the way. The paradigm, our thoughts are in our subconscious area. We may consciously want to make a change and be successful and get money, but subconsciously we sabotage. So, he goes on talking about like Edison. How does somebody create a light bulb after 1,000 attempts? And people telling him he's an idiot basically for keep going at it. How do these people, like the Wright brothers, how do they, get something to fly when history shows many years of people trying to attempt flight, and they're the first ones to go and do that. When you have people telling you can't do it, you have got to shift your paradigm. And the thing is, you got to get rid of those old thought patterns, because when you want to do something, you've got to keep. Now, most people tell you have affirmations, and affirmations are good, but they'll tell you to look at them in the morning or in the evening. I'm going to tell you, look at them frequently and say them out loud, and it's a repetitive process. That's what Bob Proctor says. Do you know that he never finished high school? I mean, he only went 2 months to high school and was out. And now this guy is making millions and millions of dollars. He's currently 82 years old and still is very productive in what he does. And he says he's healthier than most younger people. So how do you live the life that you want instead of, it's like creating your own story. Do you ever, in a movie, if you were to create a movie, do you want to be the extra in the movie, or do you want to be the star role in your own movie? Thank you for joining, guys. You want to be the star role, so you've got to shift the way you think. Like I say, one way of doing it is writing down what you want to create, whatever success you want to create. Write it down and repeat it many times during the day. Thank you for joining, guys. Thank you. Bob Proctor, I would recommend anyone to get on YouTube and listen to some of the things he says, because he is really an awesome speaker. Makes a lot of sense. You self-sabotage all the time. We let other people get on our heads. We let our old thought patterns, those genetic thought patterns, which is our paradigm, that interfere. You may have grown up in a family that says, money doesn't grow on trees. So it makes you very, it makes you think, whoa, it's very difficult to make money. It's very hard to make money, and it's hard to make a lot of money. But you got to get out of that shift, that pattern of thinking. You've got to step out of it, and you've got to break, as he says, the fear threshold, or I forget what he called it, but it's something like a fear threshold. You got to go over that. So you got to do repetitive sayings, like do your affirmations repetitively and do actions repetitively until it becomes a new paradigm when you create a new paradigm. So get out of those old mind shift behaviors and create a new paradigm, because without that, guys, you will never create any wealth. You will never create a slimmer body. You will never create a good relationship if your old paradigm was, this doesn't happen in our family. And remember, a paradigm it's genetic. It's inherited thought patterns that you get, from generations and generations of people. And think about when you're little, of all the things you learned up till, you're with your mom or your dad at home, and they've kind of repeatedly told you things. And I look back on my family, they kind of taught us that money was, not an easy thing to get. Well, it's okay to talk about something fun, but you know what? This is about creating a different paradigm. It's not about fun. So if you wanted fun, don't come on here. Simple said. Well, thank you for stopping by. I thank all my replay players. Swipe up for Android, left to right on iOS. Click the guy in the corner. And I really think that this is so worth you listening to, because if this is something you want to do, create wealth in your life, you need to listen to this replay. It's all about